What's up, guys? It's another video. I'm here. If I sound raspy, okay, yeah, so I definitely sound raspy. But, welcome guys back to another video. This video is the 100 heads challenge. If I sound raspy, I'm getting over a cough. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even like sick, no headache or nothing. I'm just coughing and I'm just like, yo, I'm sick of this. But the videos must go on. I know it's been a while since my last video. Traveling been a lot all over 2024. But in this video, I'm gonna be doing the 100 heads challenge and figure out what the hell am I learning about this challenge, about the whole process. So, gonna be explaining what I learned throughout this whole 100 heads challenge, because this challenge is not for the weak. I drew a lot of heads, pause, but still, boy, I might even have to do the challenge again just to get the concept of heads. But anyways, though, I'm gonna be telling you guys the 5 things that I learned after doing the 100 heads challenge, because like I say every time I do an anatomy video, anatomy is hard. I don't know how God did it. Praise him though, but listen, I don't know how you created the human body, because bro, this junk is hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. But no, I did learn some interesting things about after doing this challenge, and I definitely will say that anatomy is a rite of passage for any artist and any aspiring artist. So I really am gonna hate it being raspy the whole video, but like I said again, I apologize in advance. But the first thing that I did learn after completing the 100 heads challenge is that the best way when it comes to learning to draw the head is honestly simply simplifying the shapes, simplifying it into shapes. Even though I technically haven't perfected this yet, but simplifying it into shapes get you something close enough to what you want versus to what you wouldn't want, honestly. The hardest part is just getting the jaw to look right. Like, this is me personally, it's just getting the jaw to look right and not look discombobulated. But simplifying it into shapes using circles and squares, even cylinders if you want for the neck, something simple, and get into the repetition of it. Repetition, that is the second thing I learned after doing this whole 100 heads challenge. The more I kept drawing, the more I started to get hang of it, not gonna lie. Even though it's very, very slow. Still getting the hang of it, not gonna lie. The more I kept drawing, the more my lines started to get refined. It's not looking sloppy and not looking like I'm drunk or like a 6-year-old kid drawing. Even after this video, I'm probably gonna have to draw tens of more heads, maybe even thousands. Okay, maybe not thousands, but obviously I have to keep practicing and draw way more, get the hang of this head anatomy, not gonna lie. But eventually I will perfect it if I keep using repetition. So that's the second thing I learned, keep drawing. Keep doing it over and over again, because over time you're eventually gonna start perfecting it. Rotating heads is going to be a challenge, because even though you can draw a good head one way, you got to be able to learn to draw a head in different positions. Because if you eventually want to draw characters and eventually obviously conquer human anatomy, you got to be able to draw different head poses. Nothing too crazy like they're a drug addict, but a slight turnarounds and different angles. That's just going to be the hard part, because obviously it's hard making it look consistent. It's hard making it look like the same each time, which I guess is also consistency. Essentially, it's just being consistent and rotating the heads, and you got to try different angles. You can't keep drawing the same head over and over again. That's what I learned doing this. You got to switch it up, or you're just going to be stuck in drawing one type of head and straight one way, and then as soon as it turns a little bit, it's like garbage. Yeah, so you got to learn how to draw it in different head angles, like straight on, quarter turn, half turn, 3/4 turn, from the back, all that. You got to learn and be able to do all those different things. So it's not easy, but it's definitely something you have to conquer when you're getting into head anatomy, because if you want to draw great characters, they all got to look amazing from all the angles, you know what I'm saying? So honestly, I wonder how anime and manga does it, because they be doing it smoothly and amazingly. Maybe one day I'll be able to do that. Okay, so this is the halfway point of drawing the heads. I've probably drawn over 50 heads by now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think, what was the number? 57 heads. Some of them are complete and some of them are not complete, but I'm still gonna count every single one of them, obviously. I probably will draw over 100 by the end of this video. But this is the halfway point of drawing 57 heads plus. It's a lot. The head is just so complicated. It's mad complicated. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm learning from the book that I'm learning, This is a, free plug to TB Choi, but learning how to design your own anime and manga characters. And I'm in the head and skull section. And granted, I am simplifying it, but it's just mainly just putting it into different directions. I'm not gonna lie to you, if it wasn't for these bad boys, yo, pause, but these are gonna help me get to my anatomy real quick. I'm glad I bought these. They're helping me already, honestly, with like posing. They're gonna help me when I get to posing. But, you know, moving his head around, like that's been helping me, not gonna lie. He's a little overexposed because he's all white. But no, drawing over these 57 heads is a lie, because it's like the head is, like I said before, it's complicated. And I'm trying like simplifying it, like, you know, but like drawing a realistic head, because anime and manga essentially do have somewhat of realistic heads. It's not more or less like cartoons where you can just draw a circle and they have a head. Obviously not, because honestly, hold on, I like cartoons as well too. I'm trying to incorporate that into my art style as well, but I just want to have like an easy switch, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes like the creative juices can be flowing for more cartoons versus, you know, like anime, and then some of the other creative juices can be flowing to more anime versus cartoons. So you know what I'm saying? And it just, I feel like the hardest part for me of learning these heads is like the back of the head, like the actual like skull, you know, you having a skull instead of just having like a circle head. Not gonna lie, so that's the hardest part I've been learning. So but yeah, got, what is it, 57 minus 100 is what, 43 more heads to go. So pause. So let's see how that goes. I'm definitely gonna see if I can get like a perfected head by the end of this video. Get it? And I'm also learning like the neck as well too. So it's not like just the head. I'm learning like the neck and like the collarbone and like the neck muscles. So when it's like turning, like, what is this called? The clavicle and the sternocleidomastoid muscle, whatever this muscle is that, like, you know, if you got like a crick in your neck, that's what I'm also learning as well too. But 57 heads, 43 more to go. So, you know, wish me luck. Okay, the fourth thing is that it's okay to have different styles when you're learning head anatomy. And what I mean essentially is that, yes, you all have to learn the basic of drawing the head, but that doesn't mean you have to stick to the traditional way of drawing the anatomical head, unless that's your goal, obviously. But every artist has their own art styles and draw heads in different ways. Like some like to stick to literal circles, and some go into every detail of the head. Me personally, I'm planning to stick between like a typical style, anime heads, in either pointy sharp lines or smooth circles. Like you can have a variety of way of your heads look like. If your style is more cartoony, you can draw your heads more cartoony. If your style is more like realism, you can draw your heads more like realism and use the actual proportions of a head. Even anime kind of does like a mix between cartoon and like realism, depending on obviously the anime you watch, obviously. But when it comes to like the typical way of like anime looks, anime has like, obviously the eyes are out of proportion, but the general head versus the body is always in proportion. So, and that's just anime's art style. I'm not saying the way they draw heads are different, but that's just the way they draw heads. So heads come in different shapes and styles. It's just whatever style you want to learn, you have to learn it that way. So yeah. Final thing I learned is to not give up, and that it takes time and practice when it comes to learning anatomy. I learned this in the last 2 anatomy videos, but I still have to learn it every time. It takes time and practice and more consistency in drawing every day. That's my other problem, is that I need to draw more every day. But obviously, honestly, that this 100 heads challenge is pretty good. I pretty liked it. Obviously, like my last 50 heads were better than my first 50 heads. I definitely did enjoy it the most after the last 50, because then I was starting to get the hang of it more and I was starting to get the different angles. But like I said before, time and practice. I know it sounds cheesy, no cap, but I realized that to perfect this art, it's gonna take time. And just like Captain Yami said from Black Clover, you gotta push past your limits, aka don't give up and go beyond. You know what I'm saying? Art's a journey. I don't even know what the definition of art. No, I do know the definition of art. There's like 6 different definitions, but it's just, at the end of the day, anatomy, it's gonna take time, and you guys are gonna watch me go through this whole process. This is a special time in my life of documenting anatomy. Just wait till we be able to do like, you know, full-on anatomy poses and we draw characters. Yo, just wait. I mean, I can draw characters now, but like anatomical characters, yo, just wait. But obviously, don't give up, push past your limits.